This shop is averaging 100 sales a day, selling designs you can easily make with AI. But what are they doing differently than the thousands of other shops doing the exact same thing but getting no sales? They're just using a few key strategies, and in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly what those are. I'll also show you how to use them to make basic AI t-shirt designs now that I've personally done over $1.8 million on Etsy and Amazon in the past 4 years selling print-on-demand items from Sweden. So, in order to sell simple AI t-shirt designs, we first need to understand what people actually want to buy on Etsy. The easiest way to do that is to use data from the most popular print partner that prints and ships our items, which is Printify. They have these statistics that shows us what's currently selling the best on their very big platform. As you can see here, the top 4 most popular items to sell on Printify is just t-shirts, and it's honestly been like that for years. Now I'm gonna show you how to actually sell them. First, we need to understand what type of designs we should actually put on our t-shirts, because one of the biggest mistakes that I see sellers do is just to design based on their own tastes. But that's not the way to make basic AI t-shirt designs that actually sell. What we're gonna do instead is head to Etsy and look for patterns within designs. First, we're going to search for t-shirts here on Etsy, and now there are a lot of different listings popping up. But we want to ask ourselves, what types of designs do people actually want to buy nowadays? And it's really easy to copy people here, and that's not at all what we're going to do here. We're going to study the designs and create designs based on what patterns we actually find. Do you see how these designs look quite similar to each other? All of these 3 designs were listed within a month, and they're all bestsellers. This is a clear signal that this type of design with animals drinking coffee is a design that people really like. To help us remember this, we'll write this design style up on a list. Now, we can't create designs based on our list yet because we have only spotted 1 pattern so far. We need to do some more searching to find patterns, and to help speed this process up, I'm actually going to use an app that I've made myself that already has this data. And as we can see here, using frogs in our design has been a very popular thing, so we'll write that up on our list as well. Apart from that, this type of minimalistic typewriter font has also been very popular to use for years, so we'll also write that specific font up on our list. And now that we have our list of design patterns, we can actually start creating successful designs. Now, in order to do this easily, we're going to use my point system. You see, when we make designs with the aim of having them sold, we need to start off with the research which we just did. The second thing we have to do is start creating designs based on our list. But how do we create a design based on the list that we made? The easy way of doing it is to understand that each pattern that we use from the list that we made gives our design 1 point. So if I now create a design in that vintage photo style with an animal drinking coffee, that gives my design 1 point. 1 point is always better than 0, but it still has a low chance of selling since it's so close to the original. But if I use a frog as the animal in the vintage photo style, that actually gives the design 2 points. In our list, we wrote up both frogs and the vintage photo style as design patterns. Using both of these in our designs gives us a higher chance of making sales because we're using 2 entries from our list with design patterns. It's starting to look a bit more original now, right? And that's just with 2 points in our designs. We can go even further because the more points we have, the higher chance we have of making sales with our designs. The maximum amount of points we can actually have in our designs is 4. After that, it just gets way overboard. But how do we keep improving our designs from this point? As we saw earlier, this design here had the text "off the cost a kerfuffle" in it. I honestly have no idea what that means, but let's just use that in our design as well since it's very popular. Let's put it underneath our design so our design can get 3 points. And look at that! Now we have 3 out of 4 points, which gives our design a much higher likelihood of actually making sales. So the point system here is a really reliable way to create designs that sell. The more points you have with the maximum of 4, the higher chance you have of actually making sales. But I also left something out there that you need to know in order to create these designs with AI. And if you don't know how to do that, you can't really create these designs because we need to use something called reverse prompting. A prompt is what we need in order to create with the AI, and it can be complex to write these ourselves. So I actually use AI to do this for me, and it kind of works like this. First, I ask ChatGPT to describe the vintage photo image in detail as a prompt. And since we wanted to change the dog to a frog, we then just ask it to change the dog to a frog. After that, we wanted to add the sentence "off the cost kerfuffle" underneath the image. So then we just ask ChatGPT to add that for us in the prompt. Now we finally have the prompt that we can use to generate the design. Using that prompt was actually how I was able to generate the design that I made before. But In order to actually sell this, we need to know how to make a great listing on Etsy, because if we display our listings like this, we won't make any sales at all. And please don't do this mistake. I've seen it way too many times. And to help you on your way here, I've actually created a template that you can use for free. You can download it in the description down below. All right, so now we have our templates up. The first thing you see here is that we have a lot of these empty frames. What we need to do now is fill in those frames with t-shirt product photos. We want to be very picky about which product photos we actually use, because this really affects how the people feel about our listings. If they don't feel like they want to purchase, the listing images themselves are usually the reason for it. To fix this problem, we're gonna head to Etsy and look for patterns again. Do you see how these 3 shops all use the exact same product photo as their main image? Since all 3 of them are bestsellers in different niches from different shops, that tells me that the main product photo here that they're using is working really great. That is one that we want to use ourselves. And in order to find that specific one, all we really need to do, crazy enough, is to just search for it on Etsy. And here we are. This is the one that we'd want to buy and use in our own shops. And once we have it, all we do is just drag and drop it into our templates in Canva like this. And now we honestly just have our first image. This is how we need to pick out every single listing image, because if we don't do it like this, very few people that visit our listings will actually purchase. But if you pick them out like this, 4 to 6 out of every 100 people that visit your listing will buy from you. And that's really how we want to do this. We want to base all of our decisions on data and not our gut feelings. We have to do that when it comes to niches as well. And honestly, most of the advice on niches out there is absolutely terrible. They tell you to choose which niche to go for based on either competition, how trending something is, or if you just love it. This doesn't work at all, and if you want to understand how it actually works, watch this video next as I walk through my simple framework which enables me to make sales every single day.